This video describes what causes migraines and how to greatly reduce them. It focuses on acupuncture treatments, but towards the end of the video I also demonstrate some acupressure points that you can use on yourself to ease or help prevent migraines. So, what causes a migraine? The short answer is stress. But how does stress cause our body to develop a stiff neck and shoulders, constant irritability, and eventually a migraine? It is our liver that's affected by stress, and our liver that produces all these symptoms. Over 2,000 years ago, the ancient Chinese understood this process. The key is that the physical functions of our organs are used by our mind to process our thoughts. In our body, our liver has an organisational role. When this function is used by our mind, this causes us to be excessively tidy and want to straighten up objects such as pictures on the wall or objects on the desk, and also to control the behaviour of other people, to want them to behave in certain ways and do things in certain ways. But the problems start when the world around us declines to obey our rules. If things are not done exactly as we'd like, or people don't speak to us appropriately, or jump queues, or give us extra work to do before we've even finished the last job, when any of these things happen, this aggravates our liver. But how could our liver be aggravated by our thoughts? While our mind is using our liver's function, and these liver-related thoughts are blocked by other people not behaving as we'd like, this causes our liver to feel that its organisational ability is being blocked in our body. In other words, our liver feels that the flow of energy and substances is being blocked in our body. In response, your liver creates a powerful force to attempt to remove this blockage. And this is the feeling of anger that you experience, as though your blood was starting to boil. You might even be aware of tightness in your liver region, demonstrating that the emotion originates at your liver. This feeling might cause you to start shouting at the other person to do things properly, that is, in the way you'd like. Or you might even resort to physical force to get your rules obeyed. But due to social constraints, we often simply repress our irritability or anger. And this repressed force builds up in your liver and produces strong symptoms around your body, usually starting with a stiff neck and possibly leading to a migraine. It would also tend to make you constantly irritable and angry and prone to outbursts of rage, such as road rage and similar incidents. How does our liver being distressed cause all these powerful symptoms around our body? As I explained in another video, because of a resonance between an organ and certain paths around the body, in other words the meridians, when an organ stops functioning correctly, this state is reflected at key locations along that organ's related meridian, causing the tissue in those locations to also stop functioning correctly. As our liver stress increases due to your blocked thoughts, this produces stronger and stronger stagnation along the liver and gallbladder meridians. The results might be a stiff neck and shoulders, stiff hips, or pains on the sides of our head, or shooting pains down the outside of our legs, often called sciatica. All these locations are on the gallbladder meridian. And there may also be pains related to your eyes or visual disturbances. The eyes are heavily associated with the liver, and this relationship is what produces the visual disturbances and eye pains. So, The build-up of all these mental stresses produces this great discomfort in your liver, which is reflected at all these liver and gallbladder related locations, possibly resulting in a full migraine. How can acupuncture treat a migraine and all these related symptoms, such as a stiff neck and shoulders or sciatica? When any of these key locations along the liver and gallbladder meridian are stimulated, this returns the tissue there to its normal function. And because of a resonance between the liver and these key locations, this persuades the liver to also return to normal function. And when the liver returns to its normal function, it is no longer stressed, so its previous discomfort is no longer reflected at all these locations, and the symptoms clear. There's a card on the screen right now that provides a link to a more detailed video on how acupuncture works. So what are the key acupoints for treating a migraine, and what are the acupressure points that I can use on myself? Key points to treat a migraine are gallbladder 20 on the back of the neck. This helps to ease the pain on the sides of the head. But more powerful acupoints are liver 3 on the foot. Or bladder 18 on the back. Both these treat the liver directly and help to return it to its normal function. Both these acupoints are also good at preventing the liver stress from building up to the point where a migraine results. Liver 3 is also a good acupressure point that you can use on yourself to relieve stress. It's located on the fleshy part of your foot between your big toe and the second toe. If ever you press this point and it feels tender, this means that your liver is currently stressed, and massaging this point will help. This is also a good point to massage when you feel a migraine starting, or feel any of the other symptoms I've mentioned, such as a stiff neck or hips, or even so-called sciatic pains, that is, shooting pains anywhere along the gallbladder meridian. And acupressure on gallbladder 20 can help to relieve a stiff neck or pains on the sides of the head. To locate gallbladder 20, move your finger from the spine outwards till you feel the gap between two muscles. Then slide your finger upwards in this gap till you reach the lower part of your skull. How can migraines be prevented? The best way to prevent a migraine is to avoid the type of thoughts that block your liver's function. To do this, you need to not care when your rules are broken. In other words, be less controlling. And when you're given too much work to do, you should just do what you comfortably can. And don't be too concerned about achieving a particular quality when there isn't enough time. The more you can relinquish control, the less it's possible for your thoughts to become blocked, and hence for your liver function to become stagnated. The same applies to things like software, machines or gadgets. If they don't behave as they should, you need to lower your expectations. And using acupressure on liver 3 will also help. Whenever that point is tender, your liver is stressed, and massaging the point will help. Another factor I should mention is that when a person has poor kidney function, this reduces their stamina and makes them more prone to migraines. But this will be covered in another video. If you found the content of this current video helpful, I'd appreciate a like. As usual, that's all fascinating. How can I find out more? If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you could subscribe so that you'll be notified when new videos are published. In other videos, I will be describing how acupuncture works in greater detail and also covering all the common ailments, which organs they relate to, how the problems develop, and changes to lifestyle factor and thought patterns that can avoid the problems developing. But in the meantime, if you'd like to read more, I've placed links in the text below to 2 of my books, which provide much greater detail on the topics covered in this video. The first book is called Acupuncture Explained. This is intended for the general reader and gives an overview of the whole subject in plain language. The second book is called Acupuncture Today and in Ancient China. This is a major textbook that covers the subject in much greater detail. You can download several chapters free of charge by following the book's link in the text below. And there are also notes below that will be of interest to acupuncture students and practitioners.